A plan to tackle so-called climate change championed by mainstream Democrats is being slammed by radical environmentalist groups. One America's Hans Hubbard has more on how this might split the Democrat vote.
Mainstream Democrats believe the Clean Future Act is a bold new initiative, but the far left disagree. On Monday, a cabal of environmentalist groups sent a letter to House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, slamming the plan put forward by moderate Democrats. The plan is not legislation, but rather a guideline on how to eventually launch legislative processes aimed at curbing so-called climate change. Put forward by House Energy and Commerce Committee Chair Frank Pallone, it sets a goal for the U.S. to reach zero net emissions by the year 2050.
Yesterday, I joined Chairman Tonko and Rush and other committee Democrats in announcing a bold plan to address the climate crisis by achieving a 100% clean economy by 2050.
In order to do so, it proposes a system called cap and trade, whereby companies have a certain number of carbon credits which they can trade for with other companies if they need. It was billed as a more sensible approach to what Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez's Green New Deal attempted to do. Yet the plan has been blasted by both Republicans, who believe it imposes too much hardship on American business, and the far left, who believe it does not go far enough. The letter, authored by a leftist coalition of environmentalist groups, specifically calls out Pelosi for her earlier remarks promising, quote, ambitious leadership on the so-called climate crisis.
Congress's commitment to take action on the climate crisis is ironclad. We must act because the climate crisis for us is a matter of public health, clean air, clean water for our children's survival, our economy advancing green green technologies which will lift everyone up as we address income disparity in the world.
The far-left environmentalist coalition calls the plan, quote, a failure of ambition and leadership, and urges instead for carbon emissions to be cut in half from 2010 levels by 2030. They also object to the cap-and-trade nature of the plan, arguing that allowing companies to trade carbon credits will focus pollution in the country's most vulnerable areas. This is not the only recent example of far-left environmentalist groups clashing with mainstream Democrat leadership, as they also opposed the United States-Mexico-Canada agreement, arguing it did not do enough to address so-called climate change. According to analysts, this highlights a more significant rift between moderate and far-left elements within the Democrat Party, which could impact the upcoming presidential elections. Hans Hubbard, One America News.
Want to see more videos like this? Click on the link below and subscribe to One America News on YouTube, and call your cable provider and kindly demand that One America News is added to your lineup. Call and subscribe today.